Hello, everyone. We're following up on our rhetorical analysis essay writing practice. Today, we're going to look at just thesis writing for the rhetorical analysis paper. So, what we've got for you is we're going to review the four areas: clarity, precision, relevance, and vitality. And we're going to look at a sample prompt from the AP exam of 2018. So, at various parts of this presentation, you should pause to read and can do some of the activities I have for you. So starting up here, let's take a look at what the prompt was. So this is the entire prompt there. It's a speech by Madeleine Albright. I want you to notice up on the top there in the prompt area, looks like there's some problems with the text, but it says, then United States Secretary of State Madeleine Albright. So it tells you who the speaker is, and in this case, her job. And then it says it's a commencement speech to a graduating class. It says Mount Holyoke College, although it's kind of obscured there, in Massachusetts. And this is from 1997. So you know speaker and audience. You don't know a ton about the speaker. Yes. You know that it's Madeleine Albright, and you might know a ton about her if you know about her. But at least you know that much. You also know the audience in the sense that this is being done in a commencement ceremony. So it's college graduates or soon-to-be college graduates. This particular prompt, you're not given the purpose. If you look at the end there, write a well-developed essay in which you analyze the choices Albright makes to convey her message to the audience. You're not given that message in the prompt. But seeing as this is a commencement speech, there's only a limited number of messages that are likely to be given. So at least you've got sort of a range of messages. So what I'm going to do, or what you're going to do actually, you can pause this presentation when I'm done talking to read through the document there. So I'm going to pause for just a second or two. You can pause the video, read it, and then come back to me and we'll move on. All right, so we're back. You've read the document. Let's take a look at a sample thesis that was written. This was actually done by a student on that particular prompt, and we're going to look at it in those four areas of clarity, precision, relevance, and vitality. So let's start with clarity. This is the sample thesis. I'm sorry, this is the sample introductory paragraph. Thesis is in there. So you're going to find the thesis. You know where you're supposed to look for a thesis. And then ask yourself, is it clear? And do you know what the writer is claiming? Again, you're gonna pause the video, and then you're gonna do that. Okay, we're back. You should have found the thesis at the very end there. That's where we tend to look. Okay. So the last sentence, by contrasting hypotheticals and reality, providing examples and personal anecdotes, and strong repetition of the word persevere, Albright successfully conveys her message to these graduates that they must continue to fight for rights in the face of opposition and that they will succeed. Then she had earlier, I'm going to say this is a female writer, I have other knowledge that tells me that, up above, the fight for rights is better defined earlier, right? It's gender equality from the sentence above. But that final sentence would be our thesis. Now, is that thesis clear? Well, yes, it's very clear. I know what the claim is here. I read this introduction. I know what this person is going to prove. Another way to look at it is the introduction all by itself an answer to the prompt? It is. The rest of the paper will be the proof of that answer. But right now, I know what this writer is saying. So let's move on. Precision. The difference between clarity and precision is clarity is, do we know what they're saying? Precision, do we know exactly what they're saying? So we've got an answer in that final sentence, the thesis. Do we know exactly how Albright conveys her message. Well, yeah, contrasting hypotheticals and reality, providing examples and personal anecdotes. Now, that could have been a little bit more precise. We could have said, provided what kinds of examples or what kinds of personal anecdotes, and strong repetition of the word persevere. Well, that's as precise as it can be. So of our three areas, two of the three are quite precise. One, maybe not quite as precise as we could have been, but still not bad. Now, relevance. Is this on prompt? Well, yes. It's definitely saying what the message is, must continue to fight for rights in the face of opposition, that they will succeed. And it talks about how this message is delivered, contrasting hypotheticals and reality, providing examples and personal anecdotes, strong repetition of the word persevere. So this is exactly what we're supposed to be doing. I mean, as opposed to a summary of what is being said. This is not a summary of what's being said. It's an analysis of how the message is conveyed. And then finally, vitality. Is this thesis vital? Does it express something unique and worthwhile? I'll give you a moment to pause the video to think about that question. All right, so does this express something unique and worthwhile? Not particularly, although it's unique in the sense of contrasting hypotheticals and reality and strong repetition of the word persevere. It's unlikely that you're going to find many other essays that have strong repetition of the word persevere. By essays, I mean Albright essay. Providing examples and personal anecdotes isn't particularly unique. That is to say, that method can be used in many, many, many speeches or statements or papers or whatever. So this isn't a particularly vital vital thesis. But on the other hand, it's got some uniqueness to it, or some things that make it distinct. Realize that you'll be writing this paper or the rhetorical analysis essay in a very short 40-minute time span. So even though we would prefer a thesis to be absolutely groundbreaking in importance, you're not always going to get that. And sometimes you're not going to get that because the text given to you isn't particularly groundbreaking. So was this vital? Not particularly, but neither was it mundane. It fell somewhere in between. Well, that's our summary of thesis writing for that particular prompt. Hope that helped.